Some people are not healed. They are just well behaved in public. They know the prayers, they know the scriptures, they know how to smile, serve, quote, and perform. But behind the mask, there is still rage, jealousy, shame, judgment, control, and wounds they keep calling discernment. Religion can teach you how to look good, but spirituality forces you to ask a deeper question. Are you actually whole, or are you just performing goodness for approval? This is not about attacking faith. This is about exposing the difference between external performance and internal transformation. Because looking holy does not mean you are healed, and being good does not always mean you are whole. 1. Goodness can become a mask. Let's start here. Goodness can become a mask. Some people use being good as a costume. They follow the rules, they say the right things, they avoid obvious mistakes, they look respectable, they know how to appear moral. But they never face what is happening underneath. They never sit with the anger. They never question the jealousy. They never examine the judgment. They never ask why they need to control other people in the name of righteousness. And that is where the danger begins. Because when goodness becomes a performance, it stops being about the soul. It becomes about image. It becomes about being seen as acceptable, being seen as chosen, being seen as better, being seen as clean. But the soul does not heal through image. The soul heals through honesty. You can be polite and still be passive aggressive. You can be helpful and still be controlling. You can look peaceful and still be at war with yourself. That is why being polite is not the same as being healed. A mask can make you look good, but it cannot make you whole. 2. Shame creates performance, not transformation. Here's the part many people do not want to face. Shame does not create healing. Shame creates performance. When people are taught to hide their flaws instead of understand them, they do not become free. They become split. One version of them appears acceptable. The other version gets buried. And that buried version does not disappear. It becomes the shadow. The shadow is the part of you that holds what you were told was too ugly, too angry, or too human to be seen. So instead of healing those parts, people hide them. They suppress them. They deny them. They spiritualize them. They pretend they are above them. But anything you shame into hiding will eventually come out sideways. It comes out as judgment. It comes out as gossip. It comes out as control. It comes out as superiority. And that is why performance is so dangerous, because it can make someone look transformed while they are still deeply unhealed. They are not free. They are just trained. They are not whole. 3. Spirituality makes you face the shadow. Real spirituality is not just about rituals or positive quotes. Those things can be beautiful, but they are not the whole path. Real spirituality makes you face yourself. Not the polished version, not the public version, not the version that knows what to say, the real version, the one that gets jealous, the one that feels abandoned. That is shadow work. And shadow work is not comfortable. It asks you to stop blaming everything outside of you and finally ask, what is this revealing inside of me? Why does this trigger me? Why do I need to feel superior? Why do I hide behind goodness instead of telling the truth? Why do I call my unhealed reactions discernment? You do not become spiritual by pretending you have no darkness. You become spiritual by bringing light to it. That is where real healing begins. Not in the performance, not in the appearance. 4. Wholeness is deeper than image. Religion can sometimes reward the appearance of goodness, but wholeness requires something much deeper. Wholeness requires honesty. You can look holy and still be emotionally unsafe. You can know scripture and still lack compassion. You can speak about love and still be addicted to judgment. You can serve others and still secretly resent them. A polished image means nothing if your spirit is still at war with itself. Because spiritual maturity is not proven by how well you perform peace. It is revealed by how you treat people when your ego is uncomfortable. It is revealed by how you respond when you are wrong. It is revealed by whether you can apologize without collapsing. It is revealed by whether you can be corrected without becoming cruel. Wholeness is not perfection. Wholeness is integration. It is when you stop pretending parts of you do not exist and begin healing them with awareness, honesty, and compassion. The goal is to become real enough to let life transform you. 5. The real goal is integration. The real spiritual path is not about performing purity, it is about becoming whole. It is about telling the truth about what lives inside you. It is about facing the parts of yourself that were never healed, only hidden. It is about no longer needing to prove you are good because your energy has become honest. That is integration. Integration means you stop rejecting the human parts of yourself. You stop pretending you never feel anger. You stop pretending you never feel envy. You stop pretending you never feel fear. Instead, you bring those parts into awareness. You ask what they need. You ask what they are protecting. You ask what wound they came from. And slowly, those fragmented pieces begin to return home. That is how you become whole. Not by pretending, not by performing, not by hiding, but by telling the truth. You are not here to perform purity. You are here to become whole. So no, this is not about attacking religion. This is about exposing the difference between performance and transformation, because you can look good and still be wounded. You can quote scripture and still avoid yourself. The real spiritual path is not about appearing flawless. It is about becoming honest enough to face the parts of you that were never healed, only hidden, because good is not healed. Nice is not whole, and performance is not transformation. So stop asking only, do I look good? Start asking, am I becoming whole? Because your soul did not come here to perform for approval. It came here to awaken. It came here to heal. It came here to remember itself beneath every mask it was taught to wear. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, keep elevating.